Okay, guys, so today we're going to go right into it. Today's a little bit of a tricky lesson because you're going to be able to, or you're going to have to be able to understand the coordinate system. And you can see that I made so many attempts over here. I kind of like showing you guys how many attempts I've made because I think it's really important that students understand that programming isn't a matter of being perfect. It's a matter of continually trying and making it better and better. You can see this is my sort of final design without those turquoise bricks. But you can see all the times that I actually failed and didn't do a great job. You can see I even changed the color of the block so that it's more akin to the Trojan Horse. I made plenty of legs before I start building my model. So it's really good to know that whatever you're doing, if you're a student watching this, that I'm not expecting you to be perfect the first time. And you shouldn't expect that either. I want you to understand that you'll make mistakes. And that's kind of the process of programming, right? Programming is being able to think and teaching yourself a really good way to think and how to solve problems. So this is what we're going to be making, minus this massive, massive hole in the back of my Trojan Horse, but we'll be making this with a secret entrance. This entrance isn't so secret, where you can then put things inside of your Trojan Horse, which is what we're going to be building. And you later, or you guys later build a bear or a, nothing too complicated, not like an octopus or something, but a bear, maybe even a cat or a dog. You can build whatever you want to, really. I made my Trojan Horse quite simple. I could have added eyes, I could have added maybe some ears here. There's a few things I could have done to this, but I just made it quite simple. So we'll get straight into it. I'm going to find some space away from everything else so we can do this step by step. So the first thing you guys will want to understand is the coordinate system. Let's get rid of all of this. This is very simple code, but can be a little bit tricky to understand. So the first thing we're going to do is this one right, I think it's a bit, where is it gone? Code we need is right. Where is the code we need? It's none of this, it's not this. I'm looking for the correct code right now. Okay. Here it is, it's right here. It's right at the top, okay. So let's take a look at what we're doing here, right? We're saying that we're going to fill the space between 2 and 22, 6 and 16, 0 and 10. Now, 2 and 22 refers to the direction in front of us, whereas 6 to 16 is the direction below and above us, and then 0 to 10 is left and right. Now that can change based on the way you look, but this is correct. But depending on where you're looking, it might seem different. So let's go to Trojan Horse. There we go. So you can see, yes, that in front of us we have 2 to 20, and up and down we have 6 to 16, and left to right we have 0 to 10. And this makes the shape. So what do we need now? We need some legs. So we can say, okay, well, I need some legs that start right here, which is 2, that go forward, 1, 2, so it'll be 2 to 4 in this direction, and it should go from 0 to 6 upwards, and then left to right should go 0 to 2. So let's take a look how we do that. It's actually right here. So if we put this in here, you can see that's going, starting from 2, because that's where we started our main block, goes forward 2, then start from 0, which is where the ground is, goes up by 6, and then 8 to 10, which is going to be the front left leg, or the back right leg, depending on how you think about it, but it'll be the front. It'll be the front right, the front left leg. It can be a bit tricky thinking about things in 3D, but we'll get through in the end. Okay, so Trojan Horse. Okay, so you can see, yeah, this is a front left leg, right? So the way we change this is simply by changing one of the values in our coordinate system. So all we do is we get this right there. I'll get rid of that. Okay, so how is this different? What have we done? Well, this is the same, right? Because we want it to be in the same direction in terms of going forwards and backwards. The same place in terms of upwards and down, but this is the only thing changing. Now it's starting from 0 to 2, which is the first 2 blocks starting from our immediate where we are now to the right, which is going to make our front right leg. So if I just type that in, you'll see what I mean. There we go. Now we have 2 front legs. If I wanted to change this, I could. if I put 1 here, what do you think is going to happen? Well, it's going to make one of our legs very thin. It's going to make our front right leg very thin. There we go. And oh, did it make it very thin? Actually, it didn't do what I thought it did, but it did do something similar. So you can see now it's starting from. Let's take a look. Now instead of being 3 blocks wide, it's only 2 blocks wide, which is okay, fine. Let's actually change that again and see what we can do. Let's do 2 to 2. See what happens. See what happens here. Okay. Okay, now it's 1 block wide. Okay. Changes back to 0. It should be back to our normal Trojan horse again. So it does take time to understand the coordinate system, but the fun thing is you can just continually try and try and try, and nothing bad is going to happen if you mess up. So let's make the back legs. So the back legs, all we do is copy and paste these 2 blocks, and all we have to do is change the direction or the coordinate, which is in charge of going forwards and backwards, which is the first one. So you can see that we've done that here, right? Everything is the same besides these 2 values right here, right? They're in fact an exact copy of these 2. Actually, not in order. There we go. Now it's in order. So 8, 10, 0, 2, 0, 2, 8, 10. There we go. 8, 10, 0, 2. 2, 4, 2, 4, 20, 22, 20, 22. Okay. So now this is going to send our back legs right to the back. Perfect. Good. Okay. So our Trojan horse is looking great, but we need a head, right? Okay. So right now it's just it looks like a table, really. So let's make the head. The head is fairly simple too. It's made up of 3 blocks. You can make it more complicated if you want to, but I didn't. You can make it more complicated if you want to. Let's start with this one here. Let's think about what this is saying. So 22 to 26. So this is saying that you want this block to start from 22 blocks in front of us, ending 26 blocks in front of us. And it should be starting from 14 blocks above us, ending 16 blocks above us. And it should start 4 blocks to our right and end 6 blocks to our right. So actually, this is not our head. This is our tail. Just going to check to see if the tail is there. It is there. Very good. I know this is not a horse tail, guys, but you can make your own horse tail if you want to. Perfect. So now we're going to make the head. Okay. So what is it saying? This is saying start 2 blocks ahead of me, end 6 blocks ahead of me, start 16 blocks above me, end 22 blocks above me, and start 3 blocks to my right and end 7 blocks to my right. So if I type in Trojan horse now to make some space, you can see there's sort of a neck right here. Great. Now the last step is this right here, which is going to be our sort of mouth or our sort of skull shape. And it's starting -4. Why is it starting -4? Well, it's starting behind us because the horse's head kind of comes forward a bit, right? And it'll come past where we are. So -4 is 4 blocks behind me, 6 blocks ahead of me, and then it starts 22 blocks above me, ends 26 blocks above me, and it starts 3 blocks to my right and ends 7 blocks to my right. So we'll type in horse. Okay, you can see if I go up, that in fact, yes, it does go past me. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we get the -4 from, right? Okay. Now the fun can really begin. So I made my entrance right here, in the horse's tail, right? Because I thought it'd be funny. So that's what I went. It's going to be really dark when you go inside, by the way. So just be careful not to get lost. You can always find the entrance because it's going to be lit up. But I would suggest putting in some torches straight away. There we go. And I think there sometimes are monsters. So if you somehow see a monster in your Trojan horse, do not be alarmed because that's just what the game does. And the monster cannot hurt you, right? It's usually a zombie or a creeper, I think. There we go. So this is my Trojan horse. Now you're going to be customizing yours a lot better than mine, right? But that's how you make your Trojan horse. Perfect. And later on, when you understand how to make this using the coordinate system, you can make a bear, you can make a, if you really want to, you can make a spider. It'll be a bit complicated using the legs, but you could do it, I suppose. So yeah, give it a go. Hopefully this shouldn't be too difficult. And I really hope you guys enjoy the lesson. So yeah, guys, have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you very soon in our Minecraft lesson. So guys, goodbye.